Hey y'all. Welcome back to Receive and Relate. If you are a returning subscriber and or a returning visitor, if it's your first time here, welcome to Receive and Relate. My name is Tara Walker, and I'm so glad you clicked on this episode. I usually say that a different way, but y'all get it. So I'm following up, and I think I might have to hold my phone stand because I don't want it to fall, which is gonna be a little bit difficult because I do talk with my hands, but we gonna work it out, okay? So last episode we discussed this broke street pharmacist, right? I hope one of y'all help me understand, because I still to this day couldn't understand how I met the broke one. I thought the whole point in doing the street pharmaceutical activity was to have extra money. So how is it that you're supposed to be one of these? This is supposed to be your profession, and either you were manipulating me into giving you money by telling me some type of sob story, pull my heartstrings sob story, and or you were just flat out just asking me. Okay, somebody make it make sense, because it's still, after over a decade later, it does not. To me, still makes sense. But anyway, so we're going to follow up on that. And so now, I think I ended the last episode where I started to get annoyed, because it was starting to be like almost every time we got on the phone. And we didn't talk like every single day, but it might have been maybe like every other day. So y'all can imagine, it's only 7 days out of the week. So if he doesn't mention it on Monday, he's mentioning it on Tuesday. Doesn't mention it on Wednesday, he's mentioning it on Thursday. Doesn't mention it on Friday, he's mentioning it on Saturday. You see what I'm saying? So every other day, when we did get on the phone, like I said, it was some type of pull your heartstrings story as to why he needed money. And it could be anything from, like I said on that last video, it could be anything from, the first one was his mother would leave the house. Somebody owed him money, they didn't pay him back. Bank account overdrawn. Somebody came in the house and stole a little bit of cash. I mean, because I can't remember, but because it was just so many different ones, you know what I'm saying? So I began to start getting like, okay, I may be naive and head in the clouds when I first met folks back then, those type of narcissists back then, who would love on me and stuff like that. But I still wasn't no dummy. I was never no dummy, and I was never no fool. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, the light bulb would come on, or, I would be getting, my head be coming back out the clouds, okay? I was coming back to earth, okay? And so that's what began to happen. And so I remember this one particular I remember this like it was yesterday, and I'm laughing because I know I pissed him off, okay? This probably was the first time I ever did this. So remember I told you I used to hang out with somebody, just hang out with a male who was in the LGBTQ community, and we went out to lunch or something one day. And it was so crazy because I think I was venting to the person about my boyfriend at the time, and kept asking, you know what I'm saying, me for money, and I was just venting to him about, him always in my pockets and stuff like that. And whilst I was in the middle of doing this, my boyfriend calls me. So the person I was with was driving, and so I was in the passenger seat, obviously. And so when the phone rang, I answered the phone, and I think I did something like this him, right? Remember I told you how the stories be long and drawn out? Now, we were on our way to get something to eat. We were going out to eat to some restaurant. I can't remember. But the phone call started in the car. By the time we got to the restaurant, he was still telling me this story. He was still telling me whatever it was he was telling me, that I knew at the end it was going to come to him uh, either asking me for money or waiting for me to offer some money to him. But I just was like, I was so tired of the gaslighting, y'all. I was just like, I can't do it no more. So you know what happened? Tell you what happened. This episode not gonna be long at all, y'all. So what had happened was, I said this. You ready for it? You ready? When he finally finished his like 10-minute rant, right? And remember how I told y'all on that episode how irate he would get, like when he would get really mad or claim to be so mad, you know what I'm saying? He would his temper would be on another, planet, and he would be cussing and stuff like that. That's what he was doing, because he was so pissed off about whatever the situation was. And I think at that time, I was so annoyed that I wasn't even I wasn't even paying attention to the story this time. This particular, whatever he said, I wasn't even paying attention to that story. I ain't even care. I was just like, it was one of them. And so the person I was with was laughing, was giggling in the background, but he couldn't hear. So like I said, we finally get to the restaurant. He's still talking. Then he finally finished. You know what I said? Dang, that's messed up. Well, I hope it works out for you. When I tell y'all that Bama went cold silent, like for like a good 5 seconds, and he was like, oh, all right. Y'all, I know he was heated at me, because I had never given him no response like that before. I was always like, you know what I'm saying, either he asked me, or I was just like, well, how much you need, or how can I help you out? I said, well, I hope it works out for you. I was done, y'all. Listen, when we done, I said this before in my last series, when the woman is done, when we done, we are done. I could not spend, I don't care if I had it, and I probably did, but I could not give him another, because it was just too much. Like almost every other day you calling me with, nah. And I don't care about the man thing no more. Like, you need to get, I don't care if it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, you need to get up and get you some a job, because whatever it is that you think you doing on your secular outside pharmaceutical job, think you do, it's not working. Okay, it's not working, or you dealing with the wrong people, or maybe you getting robbed, or they getting you. Okay, you need to come up. You need a new profession, and I can't do it. I am not your ATM. Okay, I couldn't do it. And wouldn't you know, after that, that's when he switched up. That's when it was the switch up, y'all. Then he started acting like, that's what they do. There was no more love bombing, Then now we on the phone, and the conversations is short and little snappy, getting a little smart with me and stuff like that. Oh, the remember I told y'all they Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde came out this time. Now, because I told that mama, I hope it works out for you. And it's almost like he knew after that. Oh, and when I said that, I said I hope it works out for you, and he was like, oh, all right. And then I was like, yeah, I'm out to lunch or whatever, so I'll call you back later. And we hung up, right? I don't even know if I called him back later that night. But yeah, so now when we get on the phone, now we get on the phone, I have no more of those stories. It was almost like he knew that was it. He wasn't gonna be able to get me no more. He wasn't gonna be able to manipulate me anymore. I wasn't gonna be his ATM dispenser no more. It's like he knew. You know what I'm saying? And that's it for this episode. The next, I told y'all this series is very short. The next episode is actually the last one. I will tell y'all how we broke up and what happened. How I almost went through that phone. But anyway, if you are not a subscriber, I would encourage you to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. And hit that like button. And share. And drop me a line in the comments if you can relate to anything I said in this episode. Okay? Know that I love you. But God loves you so much more. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.